Hello. In 2007, a disappearance occurred that captured global attention. 3-year-old Madeleine McCann mysteriously vanished from her hotel room, despite the presence of her 2 younger siblings, a set of twins, who were also asleep in the room without any issues. The search efforts were continuous, but no one knew whether the little girl had been kidnapped or where she might have gone. Many speculated that a childless couple might have hired someone to abduct her for adoption, or that Madeleine had been taken by a human trafficking organization and sold abroad. However, if that were the case, why would they choose only Madeleine, while leaving the other 2 children unharmed? This remains a mystery. Recently, the name Madeleine has sparked renewed interest as a girl claimed to be the missing child. Could the little girl from years ago have returned? Madeleine McCann was born on May 12, 2003. She was the daughter of Jerry McCann and Kate, who lived in Leicestershire. By 2005, Madeleine had 2 one-year-old twin siblings, Emily and Sean. In 2007, the McCann family went on vacation to the Praia da Luz resort in the Algarve region of Portugal. The purpose of the trip was to celebrate Madeleine's 4th birthday, but no one anticipated that this would be the last time the family would be together in such a complete manner. The incident began during their vacation in Portugal, a trip that was meant to be a joyful family experience. On April 28, 2007, the McCann family, along with a few other families, decided to stay at a favorite resort that featured 4 swimming pools and areas for young children. During the day, they took the kids on boat trips and to the kids club, which was responsible for looking after the children. Additionally, there was a night nursery where parents could leave their children while they went out for dinner. It was a mid-range resort frequented by many families. The McCann family stayed in Building 5A. During the day, the kids were taken by the kids club for boat rides and sand play on the beach, while the adults played tennis and enjoyed their vacation. However, they chose not to use the night nursery, believing their children would be too tired from an early start and late pickup. All other families had similar thoughts. After the children returned from the kids club, their parents fed them dinner and put them to bed. The parents then gathered for dinner at a restaurant located just 50 meters from their accommodation and 90 meters if following the paths. Therefore, the restaurant was quite close and an ideal place for the parents to dine while the children were asleep. Normally, the parents would use the baby listening service, where the hotel would patrol or use cameras to monitor the children, a service offered by many hotels. However, the parents felt they could manage this themselves, so during dinner, every 20 or 30 minutes, the parents would return to their hotel room to check on the children, ensuring they were okay and sleeping soundly. This method had been effective throughout the vacation. About a week later, on May 3, 2007, after a long day of boating and enjoying the sea breeze, the children returned to their accommodation. Likely due to fatigue, they quickly went to sleep at around 8:30 p.m., and then Jerry and Kate went to the restaurant for dinner. By 9 p.m., all the parents on the trip were present at the restaurant. At 9:05 p.m., Jerry stood up from the table and went to check on the children for the first time. At 9:25 p.m., when Kate McCann was preparing to check on the children, a member of the group who was also heading back to the hotel to look after their own child offered to help check on the kids. So Kate entrusted this second check to someone else. However, this person did not enter the room but only stood outside listening. He only heard one of the twins moving around and did not hear anything else, so he left the hotel assuming everything was fine. When Kate went to check at 10 p.m., she was surprised to find that the light coming in from somewhere had made the room brighter than usual. As she approached the door, a gust of wind slammed it shut. When she opened the door, she saw that the window inside was open, allowing the wind and light to flood into the room. Madeleine was nowhere to be found. Kate immediately ran to the restaurant and shouted that Madeleine had disappeared. The news of the missing child caused chaos in the area, and the police were quickly notified. They began searching for Madeleine along with the resort guests. The news spread rapidly through the village, and locals also started searching for the child, suspecting something was wrong. The McCann couple promptly called the police and officially opened what would become one of the most mysterious missing person cases in the world. By 11 p.m. the same day the first group mobilized was the local volunteer force, but their initial response was extremely inadequate. Despite the window being open and a child missing, the investigation initially focused more on the possibility that the child had wandered off rather than being kidnapped. With this mindset, they did not seal off the roads around the resort or the village, and they did not deploy search dogs as the resort guests were doing. Despite the deployment of forces and searches by resort guests and villagers, Madeleine's whereabouts remained unknown. If the child had merely wandered into the hallway, she would have been found by then. Around midnight, the local volunteers reported the case to the criminal police. The criminal police are the highest-level police force in Portugal, similar to the FBI in the USA. They did not expect to be dealing with one of the most complex cases in criminal history. Although the criminal police were mobilized and despite surveillance cameras around the resort, there was no additional help in the search. The scene was chaotic due to many people coming and going, making it difficult to find any clues. However, after questioning several rounds, the police managed to find multiple witnesses. Specifically, on the day the child went missing around 9:15 p.m., a man was seen carrying a child nearby. A few hours after Madeleine disappeared, a surveillance camera captured an image of a child similar to Madeleine holding hands with a woman at a gas station. However, the suspects identified by these witnesses were all innocent, and with so many witness statements, the Portuguese police had to sift through the information very carefully. The case attracted attention from many celebrities worldwide, who were willing to share Madeleine's story on their personal pages or through their personal activities, in hopes of finding any clues related to the little girl. Tottenham Hotspur football team wore shirts featuring Madeleine's image during their match against Sunderland at the Light Stadium on August 11, 2007. Even J.K. Rowling, the author of the famous Harry Potter series, and British Prime Minister Gordon Brown joined the campaign to find the little girl. Although the McCann family received help from many people around the world, they did not receive any useful leads. The first suspect was Robert, a 33-year-old real estate consultant living near the apartment that Madeleine's family was renting. Around 9:15 p.m., someone reported seeing him carrying a child to his room, but no one knew the exact time of Madeleine's disappearance, which gave Robert grounds for suspicion. The police searched Robert's apartment but found no evidence related to Madeleine. Therefore, he was quickly cleared from the list of suspects, and in 2008, he received £600,000 in compensation. Additionally, during the investigation, the police identified 20 other suspects, including Urs Hans van Esch, a 67-year-old with a notorious history of child sexual abuse. At the time of Madeleine's disappearance, van Esch seemed to be in the city of Alga, Portugal, near the resort where Madeleine's family was staying. However, he later committed suicide after poisoning and sexually assaulting another young girl named Elenia Lenhard, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl similar to Madeleine, and the case hit another dead end. 4 months after the 3-year-old girl went missing, the Portuguese police unexpectedly brought the McCanns into the list of suspects. They claimed that a search dog had detected bloodstains believed to be Madeleine's in the rental car, along with some other stains on the walls and curtains in the room where Madeleine had disappeared. Goncalo Amaral, the lead investigator, suspected that the girl's parents might have been involved. According to the theory, Madeleine's parents might have given their children sedatives to ensure they slept while they went out for dinner, but Madeleine had died from an overdose or an adverse reaction to the medication. The case was very complex with many suspects and different theories. The police continued to investigate to find the truth, but no official results were forthcoming. Those who believed this theory suggested that the McCanns had hidden their daughter's body for weeks and staged a break-in. In early September 2007, Kate, Madeleine's mother, claimed that the Portuguese police said if she confessed to killing Madeleine and hiding the body, she would only receive a 2-year prison sentence and Jerry McCann would be exonerated. However, DNA tests showed that the blood samples did not match Madeleine, and investigations found no evidence of wrongdoing by the McCanns. Consequently, the couple was cleared of suspicion in July 2008. Martin Brunt, a crime investigator for Sky News, vehemently rejected this theory, arguing that it was hard to believe that 2 experienced doctors like the McCanns would choose to dispose of their daughter's body and then sit down for a meal without seeking emergency help for their daughter. 2 days after being cleared from the list of suspects, they returned to the UK. In December 2008, nearly 1 year and 7 months after the incident, Portugal closed the case. However, the McCann couple in the UK did not abandon the investigation and continued to pursue it. Additionally, the McCanns hired a private detective for further investigation. Not until June 2020 did the Metropolitan Police in London receive an important report from an unknown source and ordered an investigation into a 43-year-old German suspect named Christian Bruckner, who was imprisoned for sexual assault. Christian Bruckner was believed to have parked a camper van near the resort where Madeleine was staying at the time, about an 11-minute drive away, and one day after Madeleine disappeared, he transferred ownership of his vehicle to someone else. Furthermore, Christian's girlfriend at the time reported that he told her the night before the kidnapping that he had a job to do in Praia da Luz the next day. It was a terrible job, but one he had to do, and it would change his life, so she would not see him for a long time. Additionally, Christian's ex-girlfriend also testified that she found images of child sexual abuse on his laptop. Christian even told an accomplice online that he had kidnapped Madeleine. The conversation included details that only the perpetrator would know, and 3 years later he returned to the area where Madeleine disappeared to work. If Christian did indeed kidnap Madeleine, there should be evidence such as surveillance camera data or photographs, and Madeleine's body should be found, or at the very least the weapon used in the crime should be located to be considered direct evidence. In reality, he remains a suspect but has not been confirmed as the perpetrator. Although the investigation has been thorough, since Christian was identified as a suspect, it has not been possible to definitively determine if he is the perpetrator. This means that there is still no clear evidence, and information about the case faded away shortly after. In February 2023, an Instagram account claiming to be Madeleine appeared with the ID "I am Madeleine McCann," and the number of followers for this account rapidly increased within a few days. Madeleine's disappearance had already attracted significant attention, accompanied by numerous rumors, fake witnesses, and malicious pranks over the years. The Instagram account that appeared in 2023 was also thought to be a ploy to gain attention. However, the claims made by the account holder seemed somewhat credible. The original Madeleine had a distinctive physical feature, a dark spot extending down from her pupil. The girl appearing on Instagram, Julia, who lives in Poland, also has a similar dark spot on her iris. Although it was somewhat faint, Julia said that when she was younger the mark was more distinct but is now faded. Comparing Julia's appearance with that of Jerry and Kate McCann, there are some similarities. Julia has blonde hair and eye color similar to Madeleine's mother, and her face resembles Jerry's. Julia also shared that she believes she was adopted by her current parents because she once asked her father if she was his biological daughter, and he sadly replied that it wouldn't change anything if he weren't her biological father. She has never seen a photo of her mother pregnant and has asked her parents to show her the birth certificate, but has never been shown it. Based on this, Julia believes she is just an adopted child. Julia recalls a childhood memory of a vacation in a hot place with a beach in white or very light-colored apartment buildings where she saw a very small turtle on the beach. She and other children tried to touch the turtle. The beach and white buildings Julia described are very similar to the resort where Madeleine went missing, but this alone is not enough to prove anything. Julia posted a childhood photo of herself with longer and lighter hair than she has now, clearly showing that she had blonder hair. Comparing photos of Madeleine and Julia, their eyes, nose, mouth, and overall facial features are very similar, leading people to think that Madeleine might have grown up to look like this. Julia also shared her painful childhood online, stating that she was a victim of a German psychopath. In an Instagram post, she shared a sketch of a wanted man related to Madeleine's disappearance. Julia had also suspected that this man resembled her abuser. After numerous claims and confusion from the public, Julia said she wanted a DNA test to find out if she was the missing girl from nearly 16 years ago. However, it turned out to be a false claim. It is suspected that Julia's family might have made the public post on Facebook to gain attention. The post summarized that Julia actually kept her birth certificate and childhood photos and was receiving treatment from psychologists. The family tried to stop the lies and the fake activities of Julia online, but she left home, refused treatment as an adult, and did not take medication. Her family said Julia had wanted to become a singer or model and always sought to be well known. They were desperate about the current situation and stated they would not respond to interviews, comments, or release any photos. Anyone with questions or opinions should contact the investigating officers at the police station handling the case. According to Julia's family, she has mental health issues and is obsessed with Madeleine's case, which has distorted her memory and caused symptoms of confabulation, meaning remembering something that never happened. She created details just to gain attention. However, since the family did not post Julia's birth certificate or childhood photos, it cannot be definitively said that Julia's claims are false based only on the post. The most reliable way to determine this is by comparing Julia's DNA with that of the McCanns, Madeleine's parents. The final result confirmed that Julia is not Madeleine and shows that she is 100% Polish. There are likely still many stories and individuals claiming to be Madeleine, as has happened before. Despite the fatigue and pressure, Madeleine's parents still hope that their daughter is alive and might be held somewhere. Madeleine's mother once participated in a 10-kilometer charity run wearing a shirt with her daughter's image and the phrase, "I will never give up." Many organizations and individuals continue to support the McCanns financially to help them keep searching for their daughter. In fact, an 8-part documentary about the disappearance of the 3-year-old was produced and aired on Netflix in 2019 titled The Disappearance of Madeleine McCann. At the beginning of the film, there is still hope with the message, If you have any information about Madeleine McCann, please contact us. What are your thoughts on this case? Please leave your thoughts below so everyone can know. If you found this interesting, support me by liking and subscribing. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.